we saw Snakes on the Plane. Snakes on a Plane. Could be the worst movie ever. Could be the worst movie ever. Samuel L. Jackson should have his fame revoked. Should not be allowed to be famous anymore. It was awful. The story was ridiculous. The snakes looked horrible. They were these cheap-looking CGI snakes. And it was like supposed to be some kind of, the old disaster movies where they set up the characters, put them in an environment, and then have the disaster. Yeah. And then you know the people. You just don't care about one person.
How long into the movie before they saw the snakes?
I don't know, 40 minutes, I guess.
40 minutes to wait to see a snake?
Yeah, because they had to get the setup of why there were snakes on the plane, and it was one of those situations where I was watching this just going, this is awful. It's just a horrific
And you were telling me
movie.
that they're getting bit on every body part imaginable?
They had to get bit on every body part. Like they're a couple trying to join the Mile High Club, and it comes through the smoke detector that they disabled, and gets the couple that are having sex in the bathroom. And then a guy goes in to use the bathroom, and the snake jumps out of the toilet and grabs him, of course, right by the junk. And then, like, every provocative part of a human's body had to get bit.
By the snakes.
Yeah. Like, one of the big, fat black guys got his butt bit, and then they go through the old joke about sucking the venom out. And it just was like, that's an old joke.
That sounded like such a good movie, too. Like, you figure, like, a plane with snakes on it. I mean, how do you miss?
You know what's weird about Anthony?
I love your sarcasm, Jimmy.
You know what's weird about Anthony? I already know the answer to this question. You saw the whole movie, right?
Of course.
Yeah, man. When I start seeing a bad movie, I can't. No,
because it was hysterical.
I tap out. I always tap out and say, you know what, let's try something else.
Like, I thought they were going for a goof movie after a little while, and then I realized, oh my God, no, they're not. They really are trying to make this serious.
And the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
They're yelling and screaming in the bathroom.
Yeah, they're yelling, screaming, and the door is being pounded on, and you're here because they're being attacked by snakes. But they're both screaming in agony, and a couple of the flight attendants are like, got another couple in the bathroom. And like, maybe, before 9/11 you could almost believe something like that, but now they'd be, forget about it.
They would be knocking down the door.
The air marshals at the door.
Amber.
So everything was ridiculous. Hi.
Worst movie you ever seen?
And what was it? Snakes on a Plane?
Worst movie I've ever seen?
Yeah.
Crossroads?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Which one was Crossroads?
It was the old one with...
You know what I didn't understand?
Oh, with Britney Spears.
That one?
No.
I was going back.
Yeah, that one sounds pretty bad.
No, the one with, what's his name? Ralph
Macchio?
No, the other one.
What?
How about any film that's named that?
Yeah, any film named
Crossroads.
Yeah.
Stinks.
All right, that's a good call.
I'll agree with that.
That's a good call. Why not?
I can't remember his goddamn... C. Thomas Howell. Wasn't he in that? I don't know.
Crossroads. It's not the Britney Spears one, though, she's saying. Back in 1986, it's probably that one. Now I'm curious here.
Don't be. Why bother?
We're talking about horror films, which is kind of like the lead into the movie you're in, which the original was one of the creepiest films I've ever seen in my life.
The Ju-on? Or you mean The Grudge?
The Grudge.
The Grudge. Of course.
The Grudge was, really scary. And then I saw Jackass this weekend, so your trailer was playing, and
yeah, somebody told me that.
I had to I had to keep my head down. I can't watch that. It's too goddamn scary. It gives me nightmares. That little kid, I want to choke him.
He's a creepy little boy.
And I bet he's just adorable without the makeup.
The first time I ever met the Kayako girl, when I was on set, she was like a huge fan of, the actress is a huge fan of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So there in Japan, it's called 16. So she came up to me. I guess somebody had told me that she wanted me to sign her book. They had like a Japanese book that was like for schoolgirls. It was all about that movie, like the characters. And so she came up to me with the book to sign it, and she was like in full Kayako makeup with the wig on and everything. She was like, sign my book. She was so excited, and her eyes were all wide and black.
Just run away.
The hair was all, the full makeup and these ghost hands, and I'm like, this is really creepy.
What does Kayako mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like the little boy.
Kayako's the girl, the ghost that like crawls down the stairs. You see her in the first film.
Yeah, in that creepy way.
The little boy is Toshio.
Is he in this one?
Yeah, he's in this one.
So you met him too?
Yeah.
Was he a friendly little fella in real life?
He was.
Friendly little fella.
They put him in like a little white diaper, and he would run around in blue, white makeup, and you couldn't touch him because it would like come off on you.
Why would you want to? Horrifying.
Little creep.
I grabbed his arm one time, and it was like all blue, white makeup.
I got to tell you, horror movies were starting to get really, really hacky, where they weren't believable anymore. Like, whatever. And then The Grudge just brought it right back to scaring the crap out of you.
Well, you were also in The Ring.
Yeah.
There you go.
At the beginning of The Ring.
You were in The Ring?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who were you in The Ring? I don't remember. I only
At
saw
the
it once.
beginning?
I played Naomi Watts' cousin in the beginning. The girl that died was in the closet.
Yeah.
You're the one?
Yeah.
That's you who died in the closet with the mouth open?
When they say, I saw her face, and then they switch the bit, me and my girlfriend was screaming in the movie theater like idiots, and both of us had tears in our eyes going, why did we come to see this?
Do you know
it's
what?
the scariest goddamn scene.
That scared me because that's not how, when Gore Verbinski shot it, that's not how he shot it. There was a whole scene where they're in my bedroom, and he shot it so that the mother is saying, to Naomi, she's like, I saw her face, and then she goes and redoes it and opens the closet, and she's like, she was sitting right there, and she points, and the camera pans, and then there's the body. So that's how they shot it, because I was there when they shot it, and then when it was in the movie theater, it's just this snapshot, really quick of the body, and they get trauma. I was sitting next to Andy Dick at the premiere, I'll never forget that, and he would scream, he ruined the movie for me. Every 5 minutes, he was screaming like a little girl, and he kept grabbing my leg. So
that was you who with the mouth open in the closet?
Yes.
That was horrifying.
Totally.
That was horrifying.
Distorted face.
With you were the TV kept going out, and that was you walking around. You're like, the TV's off.
She's with her friend in the
rotten kid crawled out of the
the rotten kid.
That movie I saw that before The Grudge. I think it was out before The Grudge. That movie gave me the creeps. That really bothered me. That movie. I had to walk around the apartment. That movie really terrified me.
It's that whole bringing over the Japanese movies and redoing them here.
Japanese horror films are messed up. They're they're good though, because I don't know. I get really bored with things where you're torturing people and there's not a reason behind it. I think it just gets a little played and tired for me. So the Japanese horror films though, even if you see some of the originals of those things, ooh, they're really, really scary. Anything to do with ghosts, kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, it's all paranormal stuff. And
we're used to seeing every day on the news, somebody got murdered. That is just typical, news for us here. So to have something completely different, like ghosts, anything to do with the supernatural, to me is awesome.
And there's something about what they're able to do with technology today, where they can just distort a body.
Okay, but here's what you got to know.
Makes it so goddamn creepy.
Here's what you got to know about The Grudge. Shimizu-san, who's the director, and Sam Raimi both have Sam Raimi produced the film, but Shimizu-san specifically really doesn't like CGI. So much of the time was spent creating these terrifying montage scenes, but it was with actors. He tries to do it in a way so that they're really there. The scene, remember in the trailer in the first movie when Sarah Michelle Gellar's taking a shower and you see the hands come out of her hair?
Yeah.
That was real. They had the actress and standing in front of her, and the perfect timing was that the camera moved so that you didn't see her there, that her hands could come out of Sarah's hair. That to me is even more creepy, because when I was doing the scenes, it wasn't against a blue screen or something. You're actually there, and you're with him trying to figure out the best possible scare, the best way to do it, but to have everyone there in live action.
Sometimes you get distracted too, where you're looking at CGI and you go, hey, well, it doesn't look that good.
And the girl who is the ghost, the one who comes down the stairs, who's always making those weird movements, is a contortionist. She used to work in a circus in Japan.
Contortionist.
So
all it takes.
She moves so weird. It was so strange to watch.
And there's weird with the speed of the film and how they screw with that and make it choppy that just see, look, goosebumps.
There's a scene in The
I
Exorcist,
hate that. Oh, it's so scary.
which got cut. It never made the final film because they felt there was a double climax in the
Right.
scene.
Really?
Linda Blair runs down the steps
backwards with her head twisted.
I saw it. I saw they re-released it. I saw it at the Grauman's Chinese in L.A.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That was terrifying. She goes backwards.
One of the sickest scenes in the movie,
Yeah,
it was
is.
cut out.
Well,
Why did they cut it out?
It double climaxed in the scene or something. It just
She's sorry.
It just didn't work for the director at the time?
Well, right after.
Yeah.
Is that right when she pees on the floor?
It was either when she it might be when
I
she
think it
said
was-
you're all gonna die up there. and she lets go on the floor. It was either that.
I think it is.
They felt it just double climax. It didn't work in the sleep, whatever.
Yeah,
that
like
was
it was
so
too
creepy,
much.
Though.
By the way, but The Exorcist, I ruined something for myself this weekend. You know, in The Exorcist, there's a really horrifying white face that flashes.
Yeah.
It's known as the face, and it happens when Damien Karras is having the dream about his mother.
Yes.
It happens a few times. It's just a white face, and it flashes, and it's gone, and it's terrifying. I just saw a picture of the real person who's behind that makeup, and it's a girl. That devil face was a girl.
Ruined it for you?
It wrecked it for me because she's all normal looking now. And I'm like, that's the person? Oh, it was awful. I forget her name. Look up The Exorcist, the face, and then under images, and it will direct you to her website. I wish I could remember her name.
That's a dope credit to have, though.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
On the face.
Like, I was that creepy face that was there for a second.
There are things that scare me in movies, and it's never, like, slasher movies have never scared me at all. Doesn't do it for me. Things like that, those goddamn twins in The Shining.
In The Shining, right?
Yeah.
Always, when they just, they pop out of nowhere like that, I'm done. Done. Because that's the stuff that you don't want to see, like, when you're sleeping, and you open your eyes, like, a foot away from your face. Like, you get those, and Fred's like, I'm going to have these nightmares now that these little creepy kids are in the room.
Kids, there's a scene, I think it's in the original Grudge. Sarah Michelle Gellar was the woman, right? That was the girl. Who's the one that died in the bed? You know what scene I mean? Like, there's a scene where she's, like, doing something in the house, and her husband comes home, and he's looking for her. He's like, where are you? And he walks up to the bedroom, and she's laying in the bed, and she is as horrified as anybody has ever looked.
I think it's the owner of that house. Yeah,
the
I remember that.
Yep.
And in the Ju-on films, which are the Japanese originals of that, they took a lot of that stuff in the first film. Is scary. There's like that scene where the girl's in the bed and she's like running away from Kayako, and like she ends up like looking under the covers, and Kayako's face is like right there looking up at her. To me, that was like one of the scariest scenes ever, because you're always, especially as a little kid, that like placates on your worst fear, that you can hide. Like, that's the best place to hide, is under your covers, and like to not even be safe there.
I know the only person who'd be happy to lift up his covers and see Kayako would be Foley. Nice callback.
Do you chuckle a little bit at West Side Story? Do you laugh a little bit?
No, I don't. I chuckle at like remakes of the plays. They're can be kind of like funny.
Yeah.
Like LA plays.
Just to watch that.
Why was she?
It is a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Why were you in it? Were you in like a newer version of it?
Or Dad.
Oh, I didn't know that. I really know nothing about anybody. Oh wow.
Like the star, like the big star in it. It's like dance fighting.
Dance fighting.
Gotta kind of laugh at that a little bit.
The first like.
Did we even?
Movie, I guess.
Yeah, it's a classic. I mean, I've never even.
We haven't even really introduced her, by the way.
No, we haven't.
Kind of got excited about having her here and talking
Amber
about
Tamblyn.
There you go. Most people figured it out, I'm sure, but just in case they haven't.
And we met in the dressing room, the green room, and she said that we've met before.
We've met before. I'm 100% sure of it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you don't remember where?
Mm-mm.
Oh God!
Oh boy, Jimmy needs to know where.
Huh?
I know for a fact. Like there's no doubt about it.
Do you know how much this bugs me?
No, but I don't know. I'm wondering if she just.
I don't care.
Me do a set somewhere and not knowing it. Like
I don't care where, who, when, or what. Whenever we have celebrities that come in here that know Jimmy.
Have been at the Upright Citizens Brigade.
No, a guy who works there asked me to actually do a set there.
But have you been there?
No, I don't think so.
You know she's going to remember as soon as she leaves us. It's going to drive you nuts, Jimmy.
And it won't be me.
I see you have your IM up. I'm going to go home and start IMing
It won't be me. It'll be some creep she saw on Dateline. Like, oh, yeah, I thought that was you. Sorry.
Hey, let's go to Josh in Florida.
Predator.
Real fast. Josh, what's up? Good morning.
I just wanted to know how in the world you three big men got all creeped out by stupid rap remakes.
Because you're all manly, aren't you? No movie gives you the creeps. Stop it.
No,
you're in the lower percentile then of people that don't get the heebie-jeebies.
The vibe in those movies, in The Ring and The Grudge, there was
maybe you're too stupid to pick up on it.
You dope.
God, the beginning scene of The Shining gets me going when they're driving up the mountain with the music playing.
It's all vibe. If it doesn't have a vibe, the slasher movies don't have vibes. It's a problem.
Some more intellect to it. Yeah. You're stupid, sir. That's what it is.
Yes, you're a dope, and we despise you.
I didn't even hear what he said.
He was just saying, how come three manly men, which I agree with his assessment, could get like frightened at horror movies? It's like,
of course you can.
Yes.
If it didn't happen to the majority of people, the people that wouldn't go see them.
So what could you tell us about The Grudge 2?
What can I tell you about The Grudge 2?
Scary. It's called The Grudge, and it's got the number 2 behind it.
Well, it's a comedy. Obviously.
It's a coming-of-age story about
Right.
a few ghosts and their trials and tribulations.
I'm sure you're going to use the same formula. It's going to be just as scary.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You
this,
shot
Maybe
in
some
Japan,
new
right?
tricks.
Yeah, we shot in Japan. We were there for 3 months. This film is interesting because it's the first one that is basically not Shimizu-san, the director, the one who created the Ju-on series and shot the remake, which is The Grudge, and this one as well, which is The Grudge 2. This is not something that he wrote, so it's completely different than what anyone's ever seen. Whereas the first Grudge was a real, like, almost scene-by-scene take of the Ju-on, the first Ju-on. So this is something completely original, and they've really it's interesting. They've sort of broken it off into 3 different storylines that intersect at the end in 3 different like locations. Sort of. There is a huge reveal to this film, which is much different than I think what people are expecting, like a bunch of like ghost tricks and stuff like that. But there's actually a huge reveal that will end up probably going to the 3rd Grudge. My guess is that
I would gather,
that's pretty scary. So I'd be interested to see people's reaction to it.
I'd be interested to have a little part in the 3rd Grudge. I would like to be a part of.
Oh, stop! Wait till she remembers where she saw you.
Maybe we did an acting thing together.
Bothers the hell out of me because like Edward Norton, who I think is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
We had him on the phone, and we go, yeah, we're here, me, Opie, and Jimmy Norton, and he's like, oh, comedian Jim Norton. Oh yeah, I love you. I should get. And it just bothered the hell out of me that he even knew who the hell he was.
Just a couple of people with similar last names who kind of act in a similar fashion.
Oh yeah.
I'm very good.
Stop it.
All right, let's go to Don in New Mexico.
If you need to overact in part 3, I'd be more than happy to show up and get the mug. They'd be like, wow, what horrible, scared faces. I'd be like, that was supposed to be dramatic and sexy.
Dramatic and sexy.
Don, what's up?
Hello, sir.
Don, let's go. New Mexico.
Speak, my friend.
Yeah, how's it going, man? We went and watched Jackass 2 this weekend, and during the trailer for Grudge 2, there was probably about 20 people around us. As soon as it started, all the creepy things with, the hair and the little kid and everything, everybody, had their hands over their faces and everything. And then it was like, as soon as the trailer was done, there's, the little hush whisper and everybody was sitting there saying, oh, man, I've got to go watch that. I think I'm going to wait till it comes out on DVD so I can fast forward it through the scary parts.
See? Manly man.
What's the point of even watching it then if you're going to fast forward through the scary
that's
parts?
a good point.
What do you do when you're watching porn? Just make sure you fast forward to the story.
Hey, Amber can hang with us. Look at She's doing a knee slap over
That
there,
was
Jimmy.
genius, my friend.
He's a genius.
The thing with those Grudge movies in the Ring, they're the only 2 I can think of that have like that, like you said, that choppy movement.
The color too. It has a specific color.
Yes.
It's like a green, blue, like.
Yeah, for some reason that just is creepy.
It looks just dank and hopeless.
Yep.
You feel hopeless. Like, I don't know why, but you just feel like you're lost and there's no connection to what can make... I don't know what it does. The Grudge was the one where the girl is coming home, right, and that shadow keeps popping up on the security cam.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And she's trying to walk into her apartment and that creepy thing is following her.
You get the feeling that there's no Starbucks in the area.
Yes. No place to go have a cup of coffee.
Just a cup of Joe.
Maybe talk to the ghost.
Just a lot of desperation. Matt in Jersey.
Never a happy ending in those movies. Ever.
What's going on, guys?
It's the only time you pay to see an Asian and not get a happy ending.
Well, to me, most of the American stuff has taken a lot from overseas. Like Tarantino admits he took a lot of stuff from John Woo, a lot of the camera stuff. And it seems like they're not married to the happy ending, or they're not married to the quote unquote Hollywood.
No, they're usually just tragic. Like, oh my God, it didn't end happy, did it?
Did you ever see The Vanishing with Kiefer Sutherland? And it's one of Sandra Bullock's first films where he's looking for Diane the whole movie, and at the end, if you didn't see it, too bad. He's thrown in a coffin by Jeff Bridges, who's a complete creep in this.
Yeah, really
I'm
good.
Barney. He's great.
Yeah.
And but at the end, his girlfriend breaks him out of the coffin. But in the original Vanishing, Jeff, he realizes, like, he's trying to figure out what happened to his girlfriend, and he wakes up in a coffin, and he looks around, and the guy who put him in the coffin is sitting in a lawn chair, just relaxing, knowing the fact that he's in the coffin, and that's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
So he suffocates in the coffin. There is no happy ending, but for the American version, they had to change it.
Of course they had to. Let's go to Matt.
7.
What's that?
7 was one of those that didn't have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Right. No,
What's in the box? Matt in Jersey, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Saw The Exorcist about a year ago. 30-year-old guy. Saw The Exorcist, the remake with that spider walk. Actually, my wife was out of town, saw that movie, had nightmares 4 nights in a row. Actually had to entice my 7-year-old nephew to come over to my house and stay with me with a brand new video game. So I didn't have to stay alone. That thing was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
The Exorcist is a horrifying film. It's a horrifying
They made a
movie.
remake of it?
Maybe
the re-release where they put that scene.
Yeah.
The scene wasn't needed though, because what they did with graphics back then was pretty impressive. Like the bed being ready, they pulled off some amazing stuff. It was freaking. I think.
Well, Vinny from the Bronx, he knows all. Vinny,
go ahead, Vin. You're on.
Opie, Anthony, how you guys doing? It's really good to talk to you guys.
All right,
Vinny.
Listen, I just got to tell you guys something. I really don't understand, where you guys are coming from with the scariness of these movies.
Yeah.
No?
I saw Bambi the other day, and it was, terrifying for me.
He saw what?
Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi. I couldn't
Vinny
take
wants
it.
to say if you really got scared at these movies, you're gay.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, but then we got Dave in Jersey. Dave.
Why are we gay? Because we get scared.
I don't know. Dave.
Why are we homophobic?
Yeah, what is Vinny scared of besides the Rico statue?
Wrong with
Creep. Stop calling this program.
I know. Listen to him. Hey, yeah.
Dave, Jersey, what's up?
He's afraid to start his car in the morning.
Yeah, you guys are killing me, man. As a grown man, I'm flipping through the channels alone in the house one day, and I see The Omen is on. I'm like, great, The Omen, man.
Good
Let
movie.
me check it out.
Yeah.
I lasted about 45 seconds until that music started coming on for that movie. And I'm like, okay, I don't think I really want to watch this no more, man.
Dude, you remember what's creepy in The Omen? You remember when the woman is like, Damien, when he's in the yard and she hangs herself off the balcony, which was really a creepy, fantastic moment.
Yep.
They didn't need to remake that one.
No, why would you? The terror and the atmosphere of it.
Of the original is just amazing.
Part 2 is good, too, though, where the kid had the little 666 and he had the little dilemma. Young, good-looking devil. How do you not like that boy?
Let's go to Scott in Jacksonville. Scott.
Hey, guys. The ones that have always messed with me are, like you say, like The Shining stuff, but the one I saw a couple weeks ago for the first time in a long time, Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, about 18 minutes into it. Anytime you get, 80-year-old people plotting against you, just scary as heck.
Whenever Ruth Gordon is a devil worshiper, how does that not terrify you?
That's amazing.
You're among friends, Ricky.
The building that is featured in that is the Dakota where Lennon was shot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I live in the area, and just walking by the Dakota because of Rosemary's Baby, it just creeps you out, that building.
Yeah.
To this day.
Oh, it's the Dakota? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also,
those are the movies.
Also, the Dakota, was in Vanilla Sky. Opening scene, Tom Cruise comes cruising out of the parking garage.
Oh, okay.
Takes a left, then takes a right on Central Park West. He lives in the Dakota in that movie.
Here's what makes Rosemary's Baby creepy. Probably the same thing as makes The Grudge and The Ring. It's that helpless feeling you get when you watch it. It's almost like anything that you think is normal can't help you. Like in Rosemary's Baby, it's her family and her friends who are hurting her.
Yeah, where's she going?
It's like, where can she go?
Where's
There's
she
nowhere
going?
to turn to.
Yeah.
Also, the way that specifically that film is shot, where they would have huge wide shots of her, and they would show the room when she would come in, and then smash cut to a very, very tight shot of her face, and then follow her walking through the house. So you have this sense of seeing the room and seeing where she is, the atmosphere, but then being stuck in a little box with her while you don't know what she's seeing or where she's looking.
Around her.
Yeah.
All the time. That I remember that specifically.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Hey, we got to take a break. You want to hang? You want to go? You busy? It's up to you, Amber.
I don't know what's going on, and I don't know. I feel like I have somewhere to go, but
She's
maybe
got
I don't.
people.
Well, we feel like this is going very well.
But
We
I don't
want you
want to
hang.
leave. You guys are fun.
We like you.
And you're funny.
I want to know where we met. Probably on some Match.com.
Well, we're going to take a break. Amber might be here. She might not be. Amber Tamblyn, the Grudge 2 starts what?
October 13th.
Okay, so we got
Friday the 13th.
Look at you. Look at you.
It's got you. It's got Sarah Michelle Gellar, and everyone who's seen the trailer said it's horrifying.
Yeah, it
Good
is.
trailer, yeah.
So
Good
scary.
movie.
We might lose Amber. We're not sure, but we got to take a break. It's the ONA virus spreading across America. Amber, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just in case you do leave.
Okay.
I have I enjoyed talking with Amber very much.
Yes, I know you did. You got a nice picture with her.
I didn't.
She saw you somewhere. There's a spark. This is what's her name all over again. What was that?
Kate Beckinsale. What?
Yeah.
And
This is just like that time with Kate Beckinsale at the photo mat.
She. I didn't realize how sexy she was until
She's beautiful.
Oh my God! It was really
Well, she was the one that at the beginning of The Ring I remember looking and going, wow, who's that girl? She's very attractive.
Oh, she's fantastic.
And then she ends up dead in the closet.
We'd have a good time together. There was a couple. I'm just saying. I think it'd be fun. We'd laugh a lot together.
Oh, would you stop with your dreams of these Hollywood
she'd parade around. She'd
girlfriends?
parade around in little underpants, and I'd go down and hit the heavy bag.
I can see them walking the red carpet to something together.
That's right.
And this is Amber Tamblyn and Jimmy Norton.
No, they wouldn't say that. They'd say Amber Tamblyn and apparently a retarded boy she's been doing charity work for.
Hey, we got through an interview with a hot girl, by the way.
Yes, it's very rare.
We're babbling asses.
What was Amber saying off mic?
That Jimmy was a fucking creep,
No.
I think.
She didn't say that.
That he molested her in the green room for a picture.
She said something about, look at these jeans, Jim. How does my backside look? And I said, I shouldn't.
Stop it.
Boy, did she look good. Jesus. What a hiney.
You like that, huh?
I didn't realize how sexy she was because I was just meeting her and I was like, I don't want to leer at her. And then when she's sitting there, I'm looking at the way her jeans are fitting her, and I'm like, holy shit.
I didn't see her as much sexy as I did, cute.
That was how I first saw her.
Like, she's a cute girl.
Adorable.
And then
yeah.
The more I looked at her body, the more I saw her. Like, here's what I wanted to do with her. I just wanted to kiss her and have her go, where have you been all my life? And then I would mouth the words to Eye of the Tiger to her.
She was like a puggle. She was like a puggle.
A puggle.
That's right.
Just adorable and irresistible,
Not
right?
hot like a poodle.
Except I never wanted a puggle to use my face as a toilet.
Yeah.
Except that one time.
She could do the hang, too, man. She was laughing. She was having a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
She was a genuine good egg.
The Grudge 2, October 13th. It opens Friday wide. And
I actually really do want to see that. It's easy to bullshit somebody, but that's actually a movie I'll go see.
Don't you say that all the time now? Opens Friday wide.
We talked about this on the show.
Silly Roland.
Well, we talked about this on the show last week. You bring this stuff home to you.
Yeah.
From the radio show.